couple of Rugby World Cups you've been involved in.
Yeah.
Obviously, that 2015 one would have been pretty special to be a part of.
Yeah, 2015 team, like, look through that squad, that was just an incredible team to be a part of. Yeah, I mean, and I was lucky. I actually got to play quite a lot of minutes that World Cup. Richie had a few niggles in the warm-up games, so I ended up starting more games or getting more game time than I thought I would. I was realistic. Like, always was I was behind the skipper then, so like any game time I could get was going to be awesome. And even right from the start of my All Black career, I got named in the Rugby Championship squad. After that Ireland one, Steve Hansen pulled me aside and he said, "You probably won't play any games." I was like, shit. So he told me straight up. And I was like, okay. So that completely changed my attitude. And I thought, well, I'm here in the All Blacks. This is a dream result for me. I've just got to try and be I'm going to use it to be a better rugby player by the time I finish the week than when I started training with these guys, working hard. And if I get an opportunity, I just got to try and take it. And luckily I got one game off the bench that year. And then one game on the India tour. But I actually appreciated that he told me that rather than me getting my hopes up every single week. So when the team naming came, I was like, I'm not going to be named. And then when it finally did, holy. But it taught me also, it served me really well for this later part of my career when I do start regularly, what young guys are going through, and they sometimes forget that you've been there, or they don't realise that you've actually been there too, and you've had to go through those training weeks where you know you're not playing. You've got to help prepare the team, put the team first, but still work hard at your own game to try and be better.
Yeah, even in that 2015 World Cup, you're behind the skipper, behind Richie, but when you got a start against Namibia, you were the skipper too, weren't you?
Yes, true. Yeah, that is right. And that was just completely out of the blue. I didn't see that coming. We had a short turnaround at the World Cup where it was maybe like 4 days. So they pretty much changed the teams up. And yeah, Steve just said, "Oh, want you to be skipper for the game." I was actually walking down the road to get a haircut on our day off. Steve was driving, and he was in a cab. He jumped out, told me, jumped back in the cab and drove off. So it caught me off guard massively. In hindsight, man, I wasn't even really like ready for it. I wasn't ready for it at all. I don't think I'd even captained the Chiefs at that stage. And as a result, I didn't actually play overly well against Namibia. I was too worried about everyone else, which was just, now that I think about that, it's stupid. Don't worry about anyone else game day. You just worry about yourself. But still, awesome learning experience. Also a massive privilege, obviously. And my family were over at that World Cup, so I got to take them out for a coffee and tell them in person, which was really cool.
There's obviously legends throughout that squad. Was it intimidating at all to be named captain? Obviously, you're so young, you'd hardly started. You'd mentioned.
Yeah, massively. I remember we had our a clarity session. So they'd just come off a game, and there was us who hadn't come off a game. That said that I was going to be skipper, and just before we go away, I thought, man, I've got to say something here. Like, got in a huddle and said, it was like, a lot of us have helped prepare you guys. So I'm talking to the likes of Richie and Dan and Rito and Kim Lamu and all these boys. A lot of us, we've helped you guys prepare for these first few games. Just ask that you guys help us prepare the best we can to play, and almost telling them, or trying to ask in the nicest way. Yeah. And I'd like rehearsed it in my brain on the way to the training numerous times on the bus.
Oh, I love that stuff. And then obviously you win that Rugby World Cup. What's that feeling like?
Yeah, just awesome. Can't really put it into words. It's the shortest shortest test cap of my career, actually. World Cup final, I got on for 30 seconds. Actually, I'm pretty sure I was just about to go on. I'd been asked to warm up, which is a good sign when you're on the bench. If you get asked to warm up.
What time was this?
I think it was about like 25 minutes to go, 20 minutes. And that's when I had been going on previous games in the quarter and the semi. And then Bender got yellow carded.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And, whoa, hold up. No, sit back down. And then during that time, I think the Aussies, I haven't listened to Bender's podcast. Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but the Aussies scored when Bender was off.
Yeah.
And they were actually looking quite good for a moment there. So we'll leave Sam on the bench. And then when after Bodie got that runaway try, right, you can go on now. And I think I cleaned a ruck off the kickoff. Then we pretty much kicked it out.
Yeah. Oh, life on the bench, eh? Oh.
Yeah, life on the bench. And come on, Bender. Who knows? If he hadn't got that card, maybe I would have got a decent run. But it was awesome. It honestly didn't bother me because of the occasion and how awesome it was. I struggle to find the words to explain it. Just a special experience to be part of as a 23-year-old, mate. You know, it's some good mates and just some legends of the game. Yeah.
And then rolling on 4 years, 2019 Rugby World Cup. How did this one compare for you?
I was really excited about this one because since 2015, sort of I established myself as the starting All Black 7. And so this World Cup, I was not really wanting to have I knew I was part of the squad and I played a good part, but I wanted to have like more of an impact on the field and in the big moments when we help us lift another one. Look, the World Cup itself, like the experience in Japan, it was awesome. The people, so hot when we first got there. I couldn't believe how hot it was. But loved it all. Our campaign was a little bit disrupted. I think we in our last pool game, there's the cyclone or twin that went through.
Yeah,
typhoon, or there's something that went through. So our game against Italy got cancelled. Then we put on a performance against Ireland in the quarterfinal that was just like close to one of those perfect games. And to be fair, in 2015 we'd done the same against France. So we knew, and then in 2015 we backed up against Wales. Wales. We backed up against South Africa, we didn't play overly well, but we got through. It's just like the difference in performance. So we knew that we'd played really well against Ireland in 2019. We needed to back it up, and that performance probably wouldn't look anything like the one against Ireland, but we just needed to get a job done. And look, that week was probably one of the tougher weeks I've had as an All Black, because I got told on the Monday night from Steve that I wasn't going to be starting. I was going to be on the bench after I think I'd started every test I'd been available up until that point since 2015. So that was it's tough to swallow because of the magnitude of the game and where I felt I was in my career, and it hurt. But at the same time, I respected the way he told me. He rationalised his reasons around wanting to target their line-out. So having Scooter Barrett at 6, and he gave me a good reason about coming off the bench at the time, and I just had to accept it and agree. And then again, I just had to sort of pick myself up. I gave myself that night to be a bit of a sook to myself, and the next day I was like, I'm still a leader in this team. I've got to prepare the best I can and help the team, and know that I can still have an impact coming off the bench. But obviously that day we were just beaten by an England side that was on another level, and they were too good for us that day. It still stings, to be honest. It sucks. We didn't get it right. And, I don't know. It hurt that I was on the pine for it, and we just didn't have the answers that day when they were coming at us. Yeah.
How long did you get in that one? Longer than 30? from memory.
Yeah, I think I came on at halftime, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So once you're on that bench and you're watching that game, you're watching England absolutely dominating us physically. What are you thinking?
I'm just thinking I want to get out there and just hit some people hard. Like I was chomping at the bit to get out there, but probably in hindsight, I was like a little bit even over eager. I gave away a penalty for smacking one of the volley polo boys slightly off the ball. I thought he was going to get the ball. I just went through the tackle, just like almost a little bit over aroused, trying to make an impact, trying to make a statement. Also trying to impact the game, like trying to lift us and do something that could help change the momentum. But I don't know. Yeah, it didn't work out.
Mate, it hurts. I can feel it.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, it does. Hopefully we can sort it out next year. Yeah.
And what sort of position do you think the All Blacks are in heading into, obviously, the 2023 World Cup?
Yeah, look, like the last 2 years have been pretty disruptive and unique for an All Blacks team. I think I said 2020, only 6 test matches. Last year, plenty of test matches, but all on the road. And so, yeah, that I think that as a squad, like we're a pretty tight group because of what we've been through. And there's a lot of depth. It'll just be about now guys really staking their claim for that starting jersey and making it their own and sort of going to another level. Because if I look at that 2015 World Cup squad, I think we'll look back and it's one of the great squads that's been assembled, but there was numerous players who are best in the world in their position and really dominated their spots and were certain picks. And that's the challenge for a lot of us in this current team is we need to make some strides and take our game as individuals to just another level, so that we can, as a team, go all the way next year.
And World Rugby's in a good space at the moment. There's a lot of teams playing well. It is going to be some World Cup. There's no real clear favourite on who's going to win this thing. Obviously, the bookies have France as favourite, All Blacks second favourite, but there's probably a number of up to 6 or 7 teams that could probably win this Rugby World Cup.
I agree. But World Rugby is so strong. Like, long gone are those days where, remember, the All Blacks would send a team on India tour and change their team week to like the whole 15 almost.
Yeah.
Like, man, World Rugby's in a great spot, and the difference in the styles that different teams are playing as well, and the different challenges they present. We've even seen in Super Rugby, we've gone from the Kiwis playing each other to then playing the Aussies, and just the slightly different style of rugby that they play and how you have to adjust and how it affects your own game. So, yeah, exciting times.